everybody. Welcome back once again. Inside the Headset, it's week 2. Game 2 is right on the horizon. First stop of the week. We're out here at the launch pad. And I'm with the head coach of the Rockville Rockets, head coach Brian Guthrie. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm good, Stork.
Well, last Friday night, man, you battled, crawled, and got knotted up, and then went ahead, went into the half. At the point you go into the half, what are you telling you guys? I mean, where are you at that point? You know, you knew they were going to be tough. You said that, and went in as an underdog, kind of a huge underdog based upon the algorithms of certain mathematical computer rankings. But how'd you feel right there? I mean, where were you at that point? I wasn't at the game, and sorry to take it away.
Felt pretty good. I mean, we had made some mistakes, and we're still up 6 points. Felt pretty good about it. You know, just told our kids it was 0-0 and to keep playing and to finish, and we didn't finish. So.
Yeah. I mean, you're 6 points ahead at that point. I mean, based upon what you knew what was going on, what was the talk? Was there some missed assignments, or was there any, where were you at on penalties?
No,
Talk to me a little bit about that.
We had several penalties,
okay.
some legit, some not.
And I hate that.
So, we would get, we would have a good play or something, and then we'd get a penalty and pull us back.
Yeah.
It was a weird night. It was a weird night. I never want to blame it on officials, and I'm not going to.
We're not saying that because we don't know what they were looking at.
There are lots of things that we could have done that would have made that not relevant. So, but we know that. But our kids played hard. They played their tails off. We just made more mistakes than they did.
You're ahead, you're coming out at the half. They do a quick score, and then nobody scores in the fourth quarter. What was that final 12 minutes like?
Long.
I mean, what was going on there? I mean, how many times did you get the ball back with a chance to just...
I can't remember, 2 or 3. But, I mean, we had a chance to kick a field goal there at the end with a minute something left. And, we've got a new kicker this year who's never played before. And, his first high school football game, we put him out there to win the game, and and he missed it. But I got total faith in him. He's a great kid, and
it was a learning experience for him and a learning experience for everybody else. The snap and the hold, all that came through.
That was all good, but it was 4th and 13, and we had to try it. We were down by 1, and a minute 30 left. So.
How long was it for him?
I don't remember, but it was well within his wheelhouse.
Okay.
He just missed it left.
Yeah, and never been put in that situation, and you want, everybody says, man, I can't wait to win the game or the last second shot. Larry Bird, what was he always saying? Give me the ball, I want that. And you can't. Out here, you can't put kids in that situation. You put him in on Friday night, he'll remember it for the rest of his life.
We had a touchdown call back, at the end. We dropped one in the end zone. So, I mean, we left probably 3 touchdowns out there.
Okay.
So,
and how did they play? How did you feel like they played?
Who? Knowles?
Yeah.
I thought they played pretty well.
Okay.
But we felt like we were.
You left it there.
We felt like we were a better football team.
Okay, and that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. So, chalk it up as a loss.
Yep.
It is what it is. I saw your next opponent, which is right ahead of you on Friday night, and. They got a little bit of growing up to do too, and I'm sure Matt Williams is not going to waste any time, and he's going to make some adjustments and everything because he knows you're coming in, and he's already looked at your film. You've had a chance to look at the Smyrna film, and first thing is they're big up front. Barksdale kid runs real well. Going to have to do something about him. They got a punter. They can get they can which is an offensive play as we have learned, and they got a couple of things going. They had a tough time scoring, and I don't think I think Matt will try to correct that on Friday.
Sure.
What's some of the things you saw about Smyrna when you cranked up the field?
Well, I mean, defensively they're solid. They're well coached. I mean, he's a 4-4 guy.
Yeah.
And so they're typical Matt Williams, and they get after it pretty good. So we know that we're going to have a tough time scoring. We're just going to have to, be fundamental and do the things that we know that we're capable of doing. Brennan's got to have a good night.
Yeah.
Which I expect he will. I mean, he had a good night the other night. He had a few miscues, but for the most part, he played pretty well.
And it probably took him a quarter to get back into it. You can scrimmage all you want, but when the lights come up and the band and all that, it took him 12 minutes to get settled down and figure out,
Yeah, I mean, he played pretty well. We're going to have to, defensively, I felt like we played really, really well on defense the other night. And we're going to have to continue to do that. We had a bunch of hats to the ball all the time. So we're flying around on defense right now.
Playing aggressive.
I feel good about that. Yeah.
Okay, and playing assignment football, because usually that's the biggest thing that happens in the first game is, you see a kid, you see it, you stop the film, and you say, "Whoa, right here, 51, you're too wide," or whatever. Did you have much of that, or did you feel like when you grade out the film?
There was one or two times, yeah. I mean, their second score, I think it was from about 40 or 50 out. And our defensive end slanted outside, and they stepped inside, and we didn't squeeze back with it, and they slipped right through there. I mean, but he's a sophomore, but he's going to be a great player. So I know he'll get that fixed, and he's a great kid. But there were some little issues like that we had, but all of it's fixable.
Okay. Yeah. And injury-wise, how did you come out?
Came out good. We had one that got a little knee bump, but he's going to be fine.
Good.
That was it.
That's it. Yeah, and that's good to go into it and play 48 minutes.
A whole lot better than it was the last time we went over there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is the game plan other than to come away with a win? Continue to play strong on defense, attack aggressively on offense, and close the gap on our special teams. And basically, you feel like you can go down there and put up a great contest.
Yeah, I mean, we just, this week we just said we got to work on us, and we've got to fix those mistakes that we made, and get better as a Rockville football team, and then let things happen as they may. We'll have a good game plan, and which I know Matt will too. But,
yeah.
We just got to get better at us, and hopefully things will work out.
Accolades for the game. Let's if you had to, it's not a favoritism deal. It's all done by production and everything. If you had to give away an MVP on the offensive side of the ball, who would it be?
Probably Jalen. He had 2 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown. But I say that his stats were good, but we've got a little fullback, Rashawn Odell, and dude, he is a football player. He's about 5'7".
Yeah.
And but he's pound for pound, he's probably the strongest kid on our team. But he just runs the football well, and he blocks well, and he was amazing the other night. He really played well. I was really proud of him. So probably him.
Okay, and then we flip to the defensive side of the ball. If you had to think about somebody that
we had 2 or 3.
Go ahead,
really
give it all to them, because that makes them play hard.
Cam Frierson had 10 or 12 tackles. He had a strip sack for a touchdown. He also caused another fumble that they called a incomplete pass, but he went backwards. So we're still trying to figure that one out. I think he had a couple sacks.
So he was all over the field. He played like an animal.
Yeah, he played lights out. But then our nose guard, Jacarius Green, who is a new starter for us this year, just played fantastic. He had probably 14 tackles, I think.
Great.
From the nose guard spot, and he was almost unblockable. He played really, really, really well. And then our Mike linebacker, Evangelist Brooks, had a really good game for us, and did a great job being a leader for us the other night. So
I'm sure the faculty, staff, and administration and the fans showed up this past Friday night, and I don't think you'll have any problems getting them to get on 24 and ease down the smoke.
Yeah, I mean, our guys, our people travel well.
Yeah.
We got good fans, and our kids will show out and show up, and they'll probably be painted up again. It'll be a good atmosphere. We're excited.
Is this some of your kids? Will this be the first time them ever going to the dog pound?
Oh, yeah.
This be the first time ever going, and that'll be a great experience. That's a great place to go down. And spend a lot of time down there, Coach. I hit record a bunch of times.
I have too, and but I haven't had a whole lot of time when I went over there, and it's been good. So we're hoping this time will be good.
Well, I'm sure Jeff Shipley will do you well on the microphone and a great atmosphere.
Listen, as long as he's not playing Happy Trails at the end of the
I
after the
tell
game,
you, then
I'll be in good shape.
That one in Cotton Eye Joe I can do without. I mean, but Chad Shipley, we had
well, if he's playing it, that means things went bad.
Yeah.
So
we had a different experience over at the reservation over at Tomahawk Stadium, Tom Nolan Field, because David Limbaugh's now not spinning music, and it was a different atmosphere, and everything went great. And he's now doing more administrative stuff. He's still around and everything, but good atmosphere over there, and then they were packed, and I'm sure it was packed at every high school that was hosting on Friday night. It's Tennessee high school football. It's our community.
Opening night.
Yeah, and it's what we do. We own it for the first 2 weeks. This will be the last weekend that we kind of own it. And the college will kick in, and they'll take a piece of our action because, some fans, I'm going on to be prepared for the college game, and they'll stay a night at the wherever they're going to, if it's Tennessee or whatnot, and that game, and then pro kicks in, and then we lose some of the fans will go off, and they'll be pro football fans, and then fantasy starts, and we're going to lose a little bit, but those that are diehard that enjoy the concessions, the people, the atmosphere, and the camaraderie, it doesn't get any better. I still say it's the best product out there.
Yeah, I mean, you can put all that stuff, and you can go to those big SEC games and all that stuff, but still, to me, Friday Night Lights is where it's at. I mean, it's just, I would rather be there than anywhere.
I am invited, and I have been. I can go. I tell people all the time. There's a lot of places I can go. I have great relationships out there. I don't spend them that much. I may go to EKU one time. I mean, the athletic director and I are good friends, and I know Coach Wells. But I may go up there and hang out in the athletic director's suite and hang out. But for me, if I go to a college game or somewhere, I feel like I got to be involved. I feel like I need a camera. I need to be down there. I need to be doing something, and I'm disoriented. So I spend half the time worried about, am I doing something I shouldn't be? Usually I am anyway. But anyway, even though it is,
You ain't got to tell her yourself.
Well, any final remarks to the fans, faculty, and staff and administration?
No, I mean, they just keep supporting it. We're going to get things fixed this week.
All right, everybody load up. Head on down to Smyrna if you're a Rockville Rocket fan. That kickoff's like all of them. It's at 7 o'clock.